Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It is Tuesday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the U.S. It is 17:15 Zulu on October 29th, 2024. And this is Tuesdays with DX Engineering. And today I'm really glad to have two excellent folks from the DX Engineering team. It's Mike, KC8NMW from our sales team, and James, who is with our support team. And welcome, James, first time on the show. And today we are going to talk about the DX Engineering Protection Plan. And Mike and James are the experts here. I'm just going to ask the questions like a customer would. But you know, if you're watching today live, especially, and you have a question about our protection plan or anything for that matter, DX Engineering, just put it in the chat and we'll try to answer the question. Mike, this is something that we've been working on for a long time. We now have a best-in-class protection plan backed up by one of the major players in this, Assurant. Mike, kind of give us an overview, and then we'll get into the questions.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, and welcome to James on the show. The DX Engineering Protection Plan is additional coverage that you can purchase when you place an order for items that have the plan in 1, 2, or 3-year terms.
Right. So this allows you to have basically warranty protection beyond. And how is that different than the manufacturer's warranty, or how does it bolt on?
So every item we sell is going to be covered by a standard manufacturer's warranty. The difference here is if the policies overlap, the DX Engineering Protection Plan is primary. So for all items except receivers and transceivers, the coverage plan starts 31 days after the order ships.
Okay, if you buy the plan, and the plan is typically available for 1, 2, or 3 years, right?
Right, 1, 2, or 3-year terms.
Okay, so let's go on to transceivers, receivers. What happens in the case of that?
Specifically with receivers and transceivers, the coverage starts after the manufacturer's warranty. So if, for example, you had an ICOM radio, it's covered by a 1-year warranty through ICOM. During that time, you would contact them for any issues, ship it to them for repair. If it's after the warranty's expired, then the plan coverage kicks in depending on what you've purchased, 1, 2, or 3 years. So in essence, you could almost have 4-year coverage on a transceiver.
Right. You have the first year would be with ICOM, and then the next 3 years, if you selected 3 years, then and it would total 4 years worth of coverage. So let's say it's an IC 7300, very popular radio, Mike, about $1,000, and it's after the 1-year warranty. Let's say it's 18 months, and I purchased a 2-year plan, so I basically got 3 years worth of coverage. What happens at 18 months if the radio is not working anymore?
Well, you would contact mydxeprotection.com, or there's a phone number, 800-317-9144. And all of that information is, when you purchase the plan, you receive an email that has all of that. So you contact the company and they have a series of questions they ask you, and then you would receive approval on the claim.
Okay. And so is it, do I get a new radio? Do I send it in for repair? How's that going to work?
With our protection plan, there's no repair involved. You're not required to send the transceiver anywhere. And it's important to note that the plan coverage does not cover failures due to an act of God like fire, a flood. It doesn't cover cosmetic issues, misuse and abuse, but electrical and mechanical failure is what's covered.
Okay. So basically what happens at that 18 months, that we're talking about, I'm going to get a new IC 7300?
After you contact Assurant, they, like I said, have a series of questions. If the claim is approved, they would then send DX Engineering information to get a replacement. Now, items that are under $499, except if it's a transceiver, you're going to get a gift card, which then
Right, for the value
for the
of.
value of the item. And also, Tim, I'll point out, if the cost of the replacement item is more than what you paid for, we're not going to require that you pay extra money to get it. We're going to cover that.
Right. So if that IC 7300, 18 months in, is now $1,200, you're not going to be on the hook for the extra $200.
That's correct.
Okay. And we have a question in the chat from Jamie. Jamie says, does the DX protection plan cover Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands?
No, plans are not available in U.S. territories, Virgin Islands, or Puerto Rico. They're also not available in California or Florida or anywhere else outside the United States.
So Canada, not protected.
Correct.
Okay, so you got 48 states worth, and sorry about the non-coverage for the U.S. possessions like Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. However, those still have the manufacturer's warranties, right?
Correct.
Okay. And Donnie says, I think it's a good plan. KK, he's Kilo Kilo 4 Echo Kilo Kilo. And so thanks very much, Donnie. He's in Clarksville, Tennessee. And Dawn says, I had an electrical failure of my FT450 and submitted a claim to the ARRL insurance, and it was denied. Well, Dawn, I can't comment on what the specifics of the ARRL insurance would or would not do. I'm not familiar with that. But how about things like cables and other things? Mike, how do those protection plans work?
Well, a protection plan is not offered on every single item that DX Engineering sells, so it would be SKU dependent, but it would be the same situation if, because it's not a transceiver or receiver, the protection plan would kick in after 31 days. So if, for example, we had a plan available on a pre-made length of coax, something happened to it on day 50, you would go to the mydxcprotection.com website, file the claim, and if approved, you would receive the gift card in that case because it's under $499.
Right, right. And so halfway down on the front page of the website, I clicked on DX Engineering Protection Plan. Do you see that, Mike?
I don't know. Okay, now it's coming up. Yes.
Okay. So it has operate with confidence beyond the manufacturer's warranty, mechanical or electrical failure coverage for product defects, hassle-free replacements, and no deductible or service fees. Now that's nice, Mike.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of other warranty protection plans offered on consumer products that would require some sort of a fee, not for the DX Engineering Protection Plan. It's just one-time fee when you place the order. And that's the other thing I wanted to point out for everybody. You can only purchase a protection plan when you buy the item. So unfortunately, if you called us 2 weeks later and said, I forgot to buy the plan, it cannot be purchased.
Right. And what about amplifiers, Mike? What about amplifiers?
There is no protection plan available on amplifiers.
Okay. So it's just simply on, if the protection plan is available at the time of purchase, has to be done at the time of purchase, you're going to be presented with that capability to purchase it right there on the part detail, right?
Yes, when you're on the product page, if a plan is available, it will show it, the cost for 1, 2, or 3 years.
Right. Now, Don, he mentions here that his failure with his radio was after a severe thunderstorm came through in the early morning, and he noticed a burnt smell a few days later when he wanted to use the radio. Um, I know we can't speak exactly for Assurant, but Mike, based upon what you and James know about the plan, um, do you think that would be covered or not?
Well, there's no specific language mentioning electrical strike or lightning. That is an exclusion.
Okay. So it might not be covered, right?
It could be covered because they're not specifically saying lightning or electrical surge is not covered.
Okay. All right. So, but again, you would call into Assurant and
Right.
they would make the determination, but you wouldn't have to send the radio anywhere for evaluation.
Correct. Yeah, there's no repair, there's no sending it off to a facility to see what actually happened to it or anything like that.
Now, Mike, I mean, you're on the phones with customers, and what is the kind of questions that you've been getting from customers about the protection plan?
I think with the radios, people that are on the fence about buying it, some will say, well, I don't keep my radios long, I get rid of them. Okay, that could be a valid argument not to, but if you're the type that hangs on to transceivers for many years, you would be very smart to purchase this plan because
Okay.
you're going to be covered if the radio fails at any point after the manufacturer's warranty. So it's
Right.
peace of mind, as well as on the lesser expensive items that we offer the plans on.
Right. So,
If
there's plans offered on accessories and cables and all sorts of things. So it really makes it nice that you don't have to worry.
Right, and there's less hassle because the items that the coverage kicks in after 31 days, you wouldn't have to send the item to the manufacturer for repair. You just contact Assurant and file the claim, and then you would get the replacement item shipped, or depending on the value, a gift card if it's under
Right.
the
Right.
499.
And there's lots of information on the FAQ, which is right there on the website. Just scroll down a little bit from the top, and you'll see the DX Engineering Protection Plan, and you can get lots of information there. Mike, what did we miss today? What should we have talked about?
Um, well, there's one other thing to mention. You can cancel the plan after you've purchased it. I don't know that we've actually had that happen yet because people, I think, appreciate the everything that the plan covers. But if any reason you wanted to cancel the plan after it's purchased, just call our sales team and we can go ahead and take care of that.
Good, good. Well, that's great. Um, that's and Don says that protection plan sounds like a good one. So, I so far so good. Mike, how long have we had this going now?
I believe it started, James, correct me, in sometime in the summer. Was it June?
Yeah, we kicked this thing off in June. We're rolling right along.
Yeah, and so far so good. Everybody seems to be happy with it, and we encourage you to check it out. Get more information. James and Mike have worked real hard on the FAQ. So all those frequently asked questions, there's lots of information on the DX Engineering website. Well, Mike, James, thanks so much for coming on today. This has been great, and I'm sure we'll get a lot of replay activity from the recording. And thanks to all of you for watching. This is a really cool part of DX Engineering. We've teamed up with Summit Racing and Assurant to offer protection plans for many of our products, including radios. So it was really, really good to have this. And if you have any questions, go to the website or call in and talk to any of the DX Engineering associates. They'd be more than happy to help you. And we'll be on Thursday and with another show here at DX Engineering. Until then, 73.